So now we have another person who has decided to be very outspoken against, protesting the national anthem and whatnot. I mean, they might as well just take a number like they at the DMV at this point. In case y'all don't know who this is Mike Ditka. And y'all know I love to give a good nickname, so henceforth I will refer to him as Mike Dickhead. And I think that would actually be a very fitting name for him considering his most recent comments. So Mike Dickhead has now come out and just basically said that if athletes want to protest the national anthem, then they can, in so many words, well, these were his words, get the hell out of the country. Those were his words. Mind you, we can't even leave the establishment right now thanks to his leader. No other nation is accepting Americans right now. So we're stuck. And so are you, Mike Dickhead. Let me get into this. NFL Hall of Famer Mike Dickhead believes athletes who protest during the national anthem should, and I quote, get the hell out of the country. Iron Mike, a three-time Super Bowl champion who played tight end for the Bears, Eagles, and Cowboys, hit out when asked whether he will allow female athletes in X-League football, where he is now commissioner, to kneel during the anthem. That's how far his career has fallen. Now, this is not a dig at women's sports whatsoever. But this guy can't even get a commentary job at ESPN with all the other people who were in athletics. He can't even get a job doing that. He got pushed all the way to the bottom. And this is the words that he has. Now, mind you, he's the commissioner of the Women's X League. Not the men's, but the women's. I'm not even going to lie. I didn't even know they had a Women's X League. I knew they had women's football, but I didn't know that they had an X League unless that's the same thing. While admitting he doesn't have powers to ban his athletes from kneeling, he made it clear he doesn't want to hear any of that crap when it comes to the protest. Speaking to TMZ, he said, if it was up to me, I would say no. If you can't respect the anthem, get the hell out of the country. That's the way I feel. Well, thank God it's the only way you feel. And whatever you feel is not law. I'm old-fashioned. No, you're just old. I'm only going to say what I feel. I think there's a way you protest and a way that you don't. And they do that every single time. Whenever black people want to protest their rights, they always have to come out with a set of rules on how black people should protest, when they should protest, and all other stipulations. But let it be someone who looks like Mike Dickhead, and they can do whatever the hell they want. Look at how them fools acted a few months ago in Michigan at the state capitol because they wanted to go outside. Funny, Mike Dickhead didn't have anything to say about that. It says, you don't protest against the flag and you don't protest against this country that's giving you the opportunity to make a living playing a sport that you never thought would happen. So I don't want to hear all of that crap. This is why I keep telling y'all they are not far removed from their ancestors. They feel like they've given us a whole bunch of stuff and we have no right to complain. As if black people, even if they're millionaires and, have made something of themselves and been successful, that they have no right to complain. This actually piggybacks off of a live stream that I watched earlier this morning that basically echoed the same point, that we should be comfortable with the crumbs of whatever they give us, and we should not be complaining whatsoever at all. They're basically saying we don't even have a right to exercise our First Amendment right at all. The same right that they love to peddle so much, in their eyes, we're not allowed to use it. Protesting does not cut on and cut off whenever you feel that it should. It will happen whenever it goddamn well pleases. And if you're uncomfortable with it, Mike Dickhead, maybe you should leave. National anthem protests have been going on in the NFL since 2016 when San Francisco's 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick began sitting out the anthem to protest inequality in America. He later changed his stance to kneeling after being blasted as disrespectful and has been copied by dozens of other athletes and teams since. Mike Dickhead was quickly criticized for his stance, including by NFL agent David Mulugeta, who accused him of trading his helmet in for a white hood as soon as he retired from football. He later added, "Dickhead isn't a racist simply because he believes people should stand for the anthem. It's because of many of his racist beliefs." One example, he claims there has been no oppression in the last 100 years. To be clear, segregation ended less than 55 years ago, so yes, he is a racist. Stan Van Gundy, former head coach for the NBA's Detroit Pistons, Orlando Magic, and Miami, he also took issue with Dickhead. Pointing out the hypocrisy in Dickhead's stance, he tweeted, "What should we do with those who don't respect the Constitution, which says we have the rights of free speech and freedom of assembly?" Kneeling protests have gained new prominence in the wake of BLM protests sweeping the U.S. following the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. During his interview, Dickhead also tried to promote X League, which sees scantily clad female athletes take part in contact. Okay, then it is what I thought it was. It's the female league when they're wearing like the bikinis and stuff like that. He said, "Women play every sport there is in the country. There is except football, so why not football?" He said. He insisted the players were all talented athletes involved in a genuine competition. He added, "Women are pretty good looking and they knock the crap out of each other. We'll see it." Okay, now they're just talking about his commissioner job at the Women's X League. Listen, Mike Ditka. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I mispronounced his name. Mike Dickhead. If you have such an issue with this, like I said before, you can leave. But since you cannot leave the establishment like the rest of us, I would highly suggest that you go to a cliff, attach an anchor or an anvil or some kind of a cannonball with a chain to your leg, drop it into the deepest ocean possible till it reaches the ocean floor. Stay there for about a year. Let everything feast on your carcass, and then in a year when we actually give a damn to try to find your ass, we'll scoop you up and wholeheartedly tell you to go fuck yourself and dump your ass right back into that ocean.